Hey Star Wars fans, today we'll be covering the second issue of Star Wars Crimson Reign by Marvel Comics, written by Charles Soule. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel as we go through the entire Crimson Reign comic run. Last time we left off with the crime syndicates all waging war on one another, precisely as Kira had orchestrated. Phase 2 of her plan was now in full swing, and it involved her group of assassins. This issue follows Ochi of Bestoon and Deathstick on their missions. Kira and her advisors, Margot and Trinia, spend some time discussing motivations for killing. Kira explains that there are three basic reasons people take the lives of others. Faith, killing in service of a greater power, your soldiers, idealists, fanatics. Hope, killing with the belief that their life will somehow be improved by the death of another. Avengers, Revengers, and Power Seekers. Most who kill for money fall in this category. And lastly, joy. Some kill simply because they like it. I love how this is broken down. My only argument is that they show Darth Vader as an example of someone who kills for joy, and I think this is incorrect. In my opinion, Vader falls into the hope category. He kills mainly because of the pain of loss and the hope that by killing others he can gain some solace. Anyways, that is a conversation for another time. She then gives insight to the motivations for both Ochi and Deathstick. Ochi, she describes, is a killer because he is afraid, and everything he kills is something that can no longer kill him. She explains that this is the reason why he has worked for the Empire in the past. If you align yourself with the biggest monster of all, maybe you'll be kept safe, even though deep down you know that the monster will eventually turn on you. The job he is given was meant to pass along some of that fear to the monster. Ochi approaches the Imperial Palace on Coruscant. We see him make a pit stop at some sort of lab where he buys poison, making sure that the timing of its effects are extremely precise. He sets up his position in the Works District, and we get the first look at his target. The Imperial Guards, the protectors of the Emperor. The poison is administered, and now he waits. Emperor Palpatine and Mas Amedda arrive to the Imperial Palace and enter the throne room, lined on both sides with his Imperial Guards. As they approach the throne, the guards drop almost simultaneously. Mission complete. Ochi is a very interesting character to me. We know that even after this point in time, he once again is employed by the Emperor, since he is tasked with tracking down the clone son of the Emperor and his granddaughter, Rey. He is the one who kills Rey's parents when he finds that they hide her away. It will be interesting to see what happens to him and what happens to Crimson Dawn and how that leads him back to the Empire. And now on to Deathstick. Kira explains that Deathstick's entire lineage was wiped out during the Clone Wars. She and her mother were two of the few who escaped. We see General Grievous and a group of battle droids taking on the Night Sisters, slaughtering them. But we get an important piece of background on her. The Night Sisters are dark side Force users from the planet of Dathomir. Asajj Ventress from the animated Clone Wars series, and more recently, the Magistrate from The Mandalorian Season 2 are other notable members of the Night Sisters. Kira explains that her motivations come from feeling alone, that on some level she wants other people to feel that way too. Deathstick's pain was caused by Emperor Palpatine's order. Kira made a promise: if Deathstick worked for her, she could see Palpatine fall. So we see Deathstick looking at the chit that Kira gave her. A child. But it does not matter to her. A job is a job. She arrives to Panisia in the Outer Rim and quickly locates her target among a group of Rebel Alliance fighters. She calls the Imperial Anti-Terrorism Watchline and reports the Rebel base. Then she sits and waits. After some time, a Star Destroyer arrives, and chaos ensues on the planet. Some of the rebels run to their starfighters, while others run to their escape transports. The target, Cadelia, is told to hide by the adults she is with, while they try to hold off the Imperials. She puts up a fight, wanting to be useful, but eventually she agrees to stay safe. One interesting thing I noticed was the headwear of the woman Cordelia is with. She wears a golden band across her forehead with a jewel in the center. This appears very similar to what we have seen in two other characters recently. The first is Avar Kriss, the Marshal of Starlight Beacon from the new Star Wars High Republic comics, and the second is Omega, the female clone from the Bad Batch. From an age standpoint, this woman looks to be about the same age as Omega would be at this point in time, but I highly doubt that it is her. The woman is even called Yura by the man she is with, but it is an interesting connection to keep track of to see if anything comes of it. Once hidden and alone, Deathstick appears. The girl pulls out a knife to protect herself, but is quickly neutralized. The girl is bound up and delivered alive to Kira. Deathstick inquires about the fate of the girl, but Kira declines to expand on her plans for her. Once alone with Cordelia, Kira reaches out a hand and introduces herself, telling her, "We're going to be good friends." I hope that we get a little more insight into the background of this child, and potentially we will get to see her in the future of Star Wars. I am still not sure how much they are planning to tie these comics into live action, but Cordelia would be a young adult by the time we get to the Mandalorian era. I would love to see some of these characters cross over, but only time will tell. At the end of this issue, it states, "Next, the Archivist." So it seems as though each issue will be the story of one or two of the assassins, with the final issue probably being a culmination of all of their stories. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like this video if you enjoyed our review of the second issue of Crimson Reign. Please make sure to stop back in for the review of the next issue, which will follow the Archivist in her search for Yoda. Please leave a comment below with your thoughts and theories on where this story is going. And make sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date as we make our way through the entire series. Thanks, and may the Force be with you.